second. The Andrew Tate thing, I think he's fascinating because of his take on depression. And I just want to hear your take on depression. He says, I haven't got time to be depressed.
Yeah, he says if he doesn't believe in it, then he can't get it. Yeah, I've heard him talk about it. Mm-hmm.
So there's so many people who, do you believe in the power of positive thinking? Do you think that, or what would be the other words for it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah. So
do you make your own way in the simulation?
Yeah,
that's what I'm curious about your opinion.
Yeah, for sure. No, so yeah, I mean, I absolutely believe that, like, thinking in a structured way and like through things like prayer, like that's a great example of a method of positive thinking that people have been doing for thousands of years. Like that's in the Bible, right? So, yeah, I mean, our minds, I believe, are intimately connected with the world around us and our experience. When it comes to your first question about depression, I just think we got to be careful about giving names to these things, because, like, of course, you're going to have times in life where you don't feel good. Like, you can't feel good all the time. That's just not how it works. Like, you're going to go through shit. And if you have, any lick of mental resilience or some sort of ambition about you or some sort of drive to what you're doing, why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, then you'll be able to bear those bad times and keep going through them. Nietzsche said, a man with a why can bear almost any how. So if your life is set up in a way where you have a mission, I can just speak to myself and maybe just to men in particular, like we're mission driven creatures. So yeah, like certainly you have times where you don't feel good, but that doesn't mean you need to label yourself as, oh, I have depression, because now you're just speaking this thing into existence. Now you're like giving this thing a name.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting. That's very interesting.
Those are my thoughts on it.
And do you feel like there's a way to fight negative thoughts? I mean, this is all I figure in your books and stuff. That's why I wanted to have you on the podcast, is because this is about helping people. And, and it's funny. I mean, a podcast gets, sometimes 80,000 views, and sometimes, it doesn't get so many views.
Yeah.
It's like, so I'm just wondering how do you fight that negative thoughts? I mean, is there a way, you said prayer and you said, but meditation and stuff. I mean, a friend of mine, I mean, I'm not going to name him on here, but he keeps saying, you need to go to the park and just sit and just clear your mind. And
yeah,
I think that's good. But see, my relationship with God is what keeps me okay. And there, being a producer, I mean, there's so many ups and downs, and
yeah.
And I'm just saying from my personal thing, because like I said, this is me and you talking, and I'm just going. My personal thing is where I have a problem is this record should have been huge. Why wasn't it? What was the factors that played into this record not being huge? Mm-hmm. What was it? Me as a producer? Was it the business side? Was it just fate?